We're back again. So I'm reacting to another video today. The psychology behind luxury brands again. There's a lot of psychology that goes into this. And the short of it is basically, if you're a rich person, if you want the Bentley, if you want the top class Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Jaguar, that's cool. Buy your Moncler, buy your Balmain, buy your Balenciaga, wear your Rolex, AP watch, Cartier, that's cool. If you're rich, if you're broke, if you're struggling to make ends meet, if you're in severe amounts of credit card debt, if you're a low earning person, you have a low salary, you do not need to buy luxury brands and that. The reason why they subscribe to this lifestyle is because they're a sheep. They want to follow the rich people. They want to try and be like them. Anyway, let's get into it, man.
Recessions are not fun times for most people, as tens of millions get laid off, hundreds of companies go bankrupt, and billions of dollars are lost across the board. One sector that seems especially prone to losses during a recession is the luxury market, as people cut back on things they don't need. For instance, revenue for high-end department stores plummeted 25% in 2009, accompanied by a 70% price reduction. However, this is not the case for luxury brands. During the same time period, Louis Vuitton's revenue flatlined, while Richemont actually increased by 2.4%. Some luxury brands did see decreases up to 10%, but for the most part, luxury brands fared much better than the average retail store and miles better than the stock market, which almost halved in value. So, why do luxury brands thrive in recessions? The thing is, truly wealthy people don't lose money during recessions, they actually make money. During the last recession, the wealthiest 5 to 10% of Americans actually saw their share of the country's wealth increase between 2007 and 2009. As a result, luxury brands stop accommodating for wannabe rich people and drop baseline products that are mainly intended for this crowd. Instead,
You see that? Did you hear that, yeah?
between 2007 and 2009. As a result, luxury brands stop accommodating for wannabe rich people and drop
Wannabe rich people. Let's say. And then he choke on the Milky Ways, them magic stars, should I say. The reason why people subscribe to this lifestyle and that is because they get influenced by Drake, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, whoever their favorite celebrity is, and be like, oh, I want to live their lifestyle. Motherfucker, are you willing to put in the work like them? Are you willing to get up at 4 in the morning? Are you willing to be in the studio for a whole 24 hours grinding? Or do you just want to work your little 9 to 5, 40-hour a week, go on a little one holiday a year and that? Like, you're not a grinder, innit, yeah? You're a wannabe. You're a sheep. You're trying to imitate the rich people them's lifestyle, but you're imitating it poorly. So the rich people, they can afford it for the most part. Some of them are in debt, obviously. But at least a lot of them can afford it. Other people are going broke, you know. Man running up credit card debt. Man in his overdraft. But it's all right, because his wardrobe upstairs is worth 20 grand, Balmain, Balenciaga, Gucci, wannabe. And there's certain individuals as well. They're so wrapped up in this lifestyle. They actually wear fake Rolex watches, fake Moncler, fake everything. You are the ultimate sheep. It's like, you're not even willing to pay the price for the real thing. There's nothing worse. So I remember one time, I think it was in a live stream, chatting to the man, they had people calling up and that. And I was saying, what do you think is worse? Because I heard that people can rent Moncler jackets. What do you think is worse? Renting a Moncler jacket, so wearing a Moncler jacket, allowing people to believe that you own that jacket and you don't, or wearing a fake Moncler jacket. And honestly, there's nothing worse than fake. I don't care. Like, yeah, it's a rental jacket, whatever, in it, yeah, but there's nothing worse than fake. Like, nah, I'd rather drive a rental Mercedes than a fake Mercedes. Like, it's just stupid, man. Just dumb.
Baseline products that are mainly intended for this crowd. Instead, they increase the quality of all of their products and increase the price accordingly, plus a lot more. In fact, Baghunter, an online reseller, found that the price of the Chanel Classic Medium Flap bag increased 72% between 2011 and 2017, and almost doubled in price from $2,500 at the start of the recession in 2008 to $4,900 in 2017. Similarly, the New York Times found that between January 2008 and May 2009, instead of toning down branding and decreasing prices, Louis Vuitton and Gucci actually produced flashier products with more conspicuous logos. This abrupt change actually led to an increase in profits for both companies in the European handbag divisions. Inside the US, Louis Vuitton's revenue remained steady.
I mean, that looked like the Gucci headquarters and that, but it did look nice, I lie. Let's peel that back 1 sec. Yeah, that must be like the Gucci. I mean, I don't think that's a store. It could be, but it looks like it's the Gucci headquarters or something. You never know. It could be a store, but it looks nice though still. You know, there's certain people who watch this and think, I want to go in there. What the fuck for, blood? You know, so there's certain people that just want to be in certain environments and that. Like, that's why, you know, there was a place called Lockham. They shut it down now. But places like Tarshi's, Novoco, Hakkasan, all these dumb places where you have a plate that has a little piece of meat, a little piece of sauce, and one leaf that will charge you £150 for that plate. And that. There's people that just want to be in that environment because it's the place to be. You're a sheep. Me, I'm not interested in if it's the place to be. I'm interested in whether the food or not is nice, bro. I don't business about going to Tarshi's. I've been there before. But Curvan, because Tarshi's is in Wood Green. Tarshi's is no better than Curvan. Yeah? So, for example, if I have like a large chicken shish from Curvan, that might cost me £15. Tarshi's, 35 or something. You're just paying for the venue and that. And don't get it twisted. It's nice to go to a nice venue. First and foremost, it flushes out all the riffraff and that. I'm sure with Tarshi's, you have to book the table and that. Curvan, you just walk in. So right then and there, from time you have to book the table and that, it can flush out just at least a good portion of the riffraff and that. Don't ever try to take your missus to some posh, to go out for a nice, calm, relaxed meal in fucking Enfield or something in the Nando's and that. Nah, man, you have all types of riffraff and that. You could be at the table with your gal chilling, having a nice, quiet little meal and that. And then you could have a table full of 6 youths just making up noise. That would piss me off. I've spoken about that in videos before, why I'm anti-social. A-N-T-I. Like I said in that video, a video following up after that, I should call myself Anti-J, A-N-T-I. The wrong brother to fuck with some B-Ys. But yeah, that would piss me off. I'm at the table with my gal and there's a bunch of youths just making up noise. Banging on the table now. What the fuck, blood? So going to these high-end spots and that, I mean, it's not high-end. There ain't no silver service, whatever they call it. But, you know, higher-end places, it does flush out the riffraff and that. But people don't go there for that. People just go there because, let people know I went to the bank. Yeah, God forbid they go to places like Bank, which is in Tottenham, without doing a Snapchat or Instagram story and that. You think I took one picture? There's certain people, yeah? There's certain gal, and man them as well, but more so the gal. From time they jump out the shower, they're filming their whole evening. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to the bank and it might not even be a date. It's just them with their brethrens and that. Yeah, they're putting on their perfume, makeup and that. You see them dressing up, putting on their little white nice heels and that. They're driving to the restaurant and that. They all filming it outside. They're filming the plates and that. Bro, just go and fucking eat your meal and shut the fuck up, man. And just have the memory in your head, man. Like, it's not your wedding day to blood clot. But people need to show people in the outside world, yo, I'm living the life and that. You're not living the life, man. You're lying to yourself. You're just getting into debt, man.
European handbag divisions. Inside the US, Louis Vuitton's revenue remained stagnant while Gucci's revenue actually increased by 14.5%. Hermes actually produced some of the largest profit margins in its history before and during the recession. You see, people who are truly wealthy don't shop luxury brands for the fashion statement or the status, but rather for the quality. They look for custom craftsmanship like you find in a high-end tailored suit or a bespoke Rolls Royce. Considering this, Wealthy individuals are actually more attracted to these brands when their main focus is on quality rather than fashion. Aside from a more refined target demographic,
See, that's what separates the rich from the poor. The poor people, they're worried about the logo and that. Yeah, they'll try and be like, oh no, if it has Tom Ford too, the font is too big. I won't like it. I want to be more subtle. Shut up, man. If it was Tom Ford but it had no logo on it, you would not fucking wear it, blood. Whereas a rich man will wear a Tom Ford t-shirt that does not say Tom Ford, just like on the inside or whatever, because he's buying it for the, you know what I'm saying, in it, yeah, the comfort, the quality and that. A broke person, they're buying Tom Ford to let everyone know they got Tom Ford on. They would never buy a Moncler jacket that has no Moncler on it at all. Imagine a jacket, yeah, that was a Moncler jacket or a Gucci jacket, but you did not know it was a Gucci jacket. They would never buy it because they're not buying it for quality. They're buying it for, look at me, I'm fashionable. You're an idiot. That's what you are, blood.
recessions give luxury brands the opportunity to connect directly with their audience as well. People looking to buy luxury brands flock towards their retail stores and online stores of the luxury brands themselves, as many wholesalers close down many of their stores during recessions. This direct link to customers helps to develop brand loyalty and garner more long-term customers. Next up, recessions drive traffic to certain luxury industries that hold value. For the most part, this is various types of jewelry, whether a Rolls-Royce watch or a diamond necklace. During recessions, commodities like gold and diamond generally drop in price. As a result, jewelry stores can offer their jewelry at much cheaper prices and still make a good profit, as the raw materials themselves are cheaper. Many rich individuals really like commodities as investments, oftentimes even more than the classic stocks, bonds, and real estate. These people buy up hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars in various types of jewelry, enabling the jewelry industry to pull in substantial revenue even during the worst of.
I've had arguments, not argument in real life, innit, but back and forth with people on the net. I've had people come after me on the net under certain Instagram posts and that because I say, and I know it's facts, that buying a property is a better investment than a fucking AP, Rolex, Breitling or Cartier watch. You know them people there that live in their manor houses in the countryside, Sussex, Surrey, countryside of Essex and that, Kent. Them people there that live in manor houses, them big mansions, 9-bedroom and that. You know, most of them never bought that property. Most of them can't even afford to buy that property. Most of them can't even afford to rewire the property, let alone heat it. Yeah, imagine the gas bill on a 9-bedroom yard. Be through the roof. You know why they got that property? Because their great-great-great-grandfather bought it however many centuries ago and it's passed down through the generations and that. Name me one watch. Name me one person that you know whose great-great-grandfather owned a watch. Oh yeah, that's because a watch it doesn't have a shelf life that long. Well, there you go. It's a shit product then. It's not as good as a fucking property. Man, I'm talking about, yeah, some watches go up faster in value than property. Who gives a fuck, blood? You're just using that as an excuse to want to buy a fucking watch, blood. Can your watch house your use? See me, I got 3 properties. I got this one here, I got one around the corner, and I got one around the corner from the one around the corner, yeah? If something happened to my mum and little sister, they don't need to go to a homeless shelter in the London borough of Enfield. No, they can come up here. And it's not going to be convenient for them, obviously, because my little sister has to go to school and shit. But imagine it was during the summer holidays, so my little sister's not at school, at my mum's yard. You get me, something happened to her, I don't even want to say, yeah? They don't even have to come here. Obviously, maybe I might have the rooms occupied, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I've got a safe house for them. What the fuck is a watch going to do, blood? It's just dumb. The reason why people want to buy watches and that is not because it goes up faster in value. That's a fucking good byproduct. I tell you why people want to buy a Rolex or AP or Breitling or a Cartier watch. It's the flex and stunt. Because let's say, yeah, the AP watches, Rolex watches do go up in value like 10 grand a year or whatever. Because there are some that do. Yeah? For argument's sake, let's say that there are some that do. They should buy it as an investment. But they're not buying it as an investment. Because if you was to buy it as an investment, what you would do is you'd buy that watch for 20, 30 grand. and you'd lock it in a safe. Don't tell no one that it's there, because there's certain men that run up in your yard for a 30 grand watch. Yeah, easily. What they'll do, they'll buy the 30 grand watch and know that it's going to go up by 10 grand a year or whatever. Yeah. If they was truly buying it for investment purposes, what they would do is they'll lock it up in their safe. Don't tell no one, don't even touch it. Maybe they'll wear it one time, once a year for their birthday and wrap that blood clot up in cling film. But they're not doing that. They're buying a 30, 40 grand watch to stunt, blood. I know man are out here stunting. People think I'm stupid. I'm not saying they're doing it for me, but me, I see through all the, you get me? I know why you're doing certain things. I've seen man drive their car. All right then. All right, bye. All right, sorry about that. I just got a phone call during the live stream. Basically, I've got a viewing in the next hour or so, innit? So anyway, coming what I was saying, something along the lines of there's certain man, yeah, that will be driving their car using their left hand, yeah. The reason, think about it this way, yeah. Most car drivers are right-handed, yeah. So if you're gonna drive your car with one hand, you will drive it with your right. But they drive in their car with their left hand and filming with their right hand so that they could get the Rolex watch or the AP or the Cartier watch in the shot. Yeah? Man, it's all for stunting, blood. Man, I don't business about fucking the value that it goes up in and shit. They're wearing this watch because they think that, yeah, it's gonna make me one of the guys and shit. Like, it's just dumb, man. I'd never do it myself, blood.
Moving on, luxury brands also start to focus more on an international audience, specifically on countries that have not been affected by the recession as much. This is generally in up-and-coming countries where even a negative impact will simply result in smaller growth rather than negative growth. In the last recession, this was mainly China. Before the last recession, China's manufacturing industry was growing exponentially, allowing for the GDP to skyrocket, growing 10 to 15% year after year. As a result, even during the depths of the recession, though China's GDP growth rate was significantly impacted, it was still largely positive at over 5%. This outstanding economic performance allowed many business moguls to continue growing and making more profits, making it easier for them to afford imported goods. The Chinese yuan is a pegged currency, meaning that market forces don't affect the value of the currency. However, generally, the currency values of countries that are significantly outperforming Western countries at any given time period will significantly increase. As a result, luxury goods produced in Western markets will become substantially cheaper in these up-and-coming countries, making it available to a much larger audience. In fact, the vast majority of the growth immediately following the last recession was because of a rapid increase in luxury good consumption in China. Clearly, targeting countries that are comparatively doing better in a recession can be very lucrative. Something else that is very lucrative for luxury brands during recessions is increased exclusivity. One of the fundamental appeals to luxury brands, aside from the quality and functionality of the product, is that they offer exclusivity. And when the entire market is on a downturn and much less wannabe rich people are in the market, these luxury brands become significantly more exclusive. And of course,
I love that term. Wannabe rich people,
luxury brands, aside from the quality and functionality of the product, is that they offer exclusivity. And when the entire market is on a downturn and much less wannabe rich people are in the market, these luxury brands become significantly more exclusive. And of course, certain affluent people are drawn more towards luxury brands when they are more exclusive. So overall, during recessions, luxury brands shift their focus onto affluent members of society and international customers, which is further aided by wealthy people wanting to invest in certain commodities and their eye for quality and exclusivity. This allows luxury brands to build a stronger, more loyal customer base, enabling them to not just stay afloat, but largely outperform the entire market. If you guys thought this video provided a good analysis of the most popular survival tactics used by luxury brands during recessions, then make sure to drop a like, and consider subscribing to see more questions logically answered. But until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
In the space of 50,000 years, we've gone from the Stone Age to the Computer Age by using the strange wrinkly-shaped blob inside of our heads. Well, you can update your smartphone, you can't update your brain. And because money's a pretty recent concept, it's only been around for a few thousand years, we don't have a special part of the brain for dealing with it, which is why money is so difficult for us to get our minds around. In this series,
Not me.
we'll explore...
Do you know what? Maybe I developed that. Whatever's missing from the human brain, maybe I developed that. Yeah? Because throughout my youth, when I was in school, I was buying and selling crisp drinks from the age of fucking 11 years old. Sorry, 12 years old. I was going to say 11 because most people, when they're in year 7, they're 11 and they turn 12. But me, when I reached year 7, I was only 11 for about 2-3 weeks and then I turned 12. So my birthday is late September. So anyway, so throughout my school term, my school history, I was buying and selling crisp drinks from year 7, the end of year 7 to year 11. I actually got kicked out because basically I was trying to run through the school when they were supposed to be like, like when the fire bell goes and that, they're supposed to line up outside. I was actually trying to run through the school so I can escape out of the gates to go up to the local Sainsbury's, innit? Anyone watching this from which one? Big up man like No Shit, man like Ant. You'll know what I'm talking about, innit? Man used to hop over the fence. Done it a couple times and that. And yeah. I didn't even make it outside. I ended up getting caught. But anyway, I was going to the local Sainsbury's around the corner so I can re-up on some stock so I can make some more money in the day. Got kicked out, got unofficially expelled and that. And they said, look, come back in 2 weeks' time for your end of year, like year 11 GCSEs and that. So that's what happened and that. But me buying and selling crispy drinks day in and day out throughout my school life, every single day, that developed, that allowed me to become money savvy. I understood how money worked. I understood, okay, if you buy this, you can sell it for this, but you need to take the profit and keep it. And then the extra money, you go and buy more stuff and that. You actually understand how money works and you understand that you can't be stupid with money. So maybe that part of the brain that no one's developed, I developed that. Maybe that's why when people get to the age of 40 years old or something, that's when, or 30 years old, that's when they decide, oh, you know what, maybe I should be smart with money. But then again, I think some people were just born with it. I never made that mistake of being stupid with money. I've always been smart with money. Always. Never been stupid.
The psychology behind the decisions we make with money.
I say, this is how much I can spend this week, and every week I blow it.
We'll find out the things we do that make
Dumb.
no sense.
So you win for the $5 now?
Yeah.
And the things that simply make us human.
Do you have a savings plan?
In a word, no.
And hopefully, we'll find a way to work with our Stone Age brains so we can understand why we all get a bit weird with money.
Right, if you're a bit curious about their accent and that, the guy must be Australian, isn't it?
Why do people get weird about money?
I think people get weird about money because you're afraid of offending anybody who maybe doesn't have it or calling out somebody who does. It's almost one of those
The reason why people get funny about money and that is because it's a representation of them. If someone tells you that they earn 200 grand a year, you're going to think highly of them. And if someone tells you they only earn 20 grand a year, amongst people that earn an average of 60, 70 grand a year, you're going to think that that person is beneath you to some degree. They're not a peasant, they're not a piece of shit. They're still a human being, but you're going to know, all right, you're not on the same level as me, innit? I earn 60 grand a year, you earn 20, know your fucking place. And oh shit, I can't even chat to my man. He earns 200 grand a year. Money does make a difference. Salary does make a difference. If a man tells you he earns 20 grand a year, you're not going to be that inclined to find out what he does. But if a man tells you I earn 200 grand a year, you're going to ask him, what do you do for a living? 99.9% of people, if they spoke to someone and they said, oh, they earn 200 grand a year, they would ask the person, what do you do for a living? Whereas the person who told you, oh, they earn 20 grand a year, if you've got another question that you could ask them, you wouldn't ask them what they do. You don't care. Because 20 grand a year, you could be shoveling shit. You could be doing a paper round. You could be, I don't know, Minimum wage prostitute, I don't fucking know any. Yeah, 200 grand a year, that's a niche, that's a small market of people that are going to be doing that. So you're going to want to know what the fuck these people get up to.
Taboos that you don't really talk about money.
What would it feel like if someone came up to you and started asking you how much you make?
Yeah, that would make me a little bit apprehensive. I wouldn't like to tell them how much I made or even my yearly salary.
This brother here, I could tell he probably don't earn that much money, because why would you be apprehensive? Why would you be a little bit worried about telling people how much you earn if you earned a lot of money? You see, if you earn a lot of money, if anything, you would just think to yourself, mind your own damn business. But you wouldn't be apprehensive in that. The reason why he's apprehensive, the reason why he's a little bit worried is because he knows he's going to be judged negatively. You can tell, look at him. He don't look like a well-kept, well-groomed man. And that's not the be-all and end-all of having money and that. Because I earn a lot of money and I'm not like a well-groomed man. Yeah, I just get my hair cut, but I don't have my teeth whitened and shit like that or whatever. Innit? Yeah. I don't pluck my eyebrows, I pluck my armpit hair or nothing like that. But more than likely, he's a low earner. So that's why he's a bit apprehensive about telling people how much he earns. If he was a rich guy, more than likely. But you never know, because I ain't seen this before, innit? So I'm just giving you my predictions and that. Some of the tenants, when I go to their yard, some of them just flat out ask me, how much do you get paid? And I told them, I don't care. I get like £300 a day. Some of them, they don't directly ask you. They're like, oh, so is it a good salary and that? And yeah. And then they start like, they don't just ask you blatantly and that. Me, I don't care. I'll tell them, yeah, I earn like £300 a day or whatever. I don't give a shit. Whereas if I only earn £80 for the day, I might be a bit apprehensive about telling them how much I earn.
It's just uncomfortable and it's kind of a little bit weird that people ask that question.
If you're too poor in their eyes, people say, oh, you're too poor. And if you're too rich, they think, oh, you're rich. So it's best not to say anything.
Dealing with money is often difficult, boring, and stressful. And maybe that's because we kind of don't know what we're doing. It's a very different feeling from when we're cruising along in our car, free and in control. But the truth is, even in this moment when we feel free, everything is completely controlled. We have to memorise this entire book of rules, and then they test us on it to see if we've learnt it all. And if we pass, then we get a licence, but they can take that away at any time. Then when we're on the road, there are reminders of all the rules that we've learned. Just in case that's not enough, there are people to take money off us if we break any of the rules.
I mean, this is a part of life, unfortunately. Yeah? This is life, yeah? There are rules to follow. Forget about laws and that, yeah? Forget about laws that are man-made and that. Oh, you cannot go over the speed limit. Oh, you cannot beat up people. Oh, you cannot steal. Oh, you need to go to work or you get fired. Forget about those man-made rules and that. There are scientific rules, yeah? Laws of physics that you have to abide by. If you don't believe me, jump off that cliff. Yeah, and let me know how it goes, blood. Yeah, in life you gotta follow certain rules, yeah, or suffer the consequences, blood. So it's just a part of life. There's rules that need to be followed, innit?
And we accept all of that.
Don't get it twisted. Certain rules are made to be broken or bent, but yeah.
We want it because we know that's going to stop some people from doing the dumb stuff that would either hurt themselves or hurt the rest of us. But here's the strange bit. Even though we have all these rules about driving, there are no rules around what we can do and should do with our money. We have to pay taxes, but apart from that, we're left to our own plans. And our Stone Age brain has only had 3,000 years to figure out money, so it's often not so good with the making plans bit. Todd is an accountant, a really good one. Are you good with money?
It's embarrassing. Professionally, yes.
His answer should be yes. It's just crazy that there are actually people who are financial advisors who are actually in debt, you know. You know, there are people that used to work in a bank or currently work in a bank who have bad credit, who are in debt, but yet still, when I say work in a bank, I don't just mean a cashier and that. They're like a bank manager or they're like a financial advisor within a bank who have bad credit. Because if you work as a cashier and that, you're not giving out no advice, innit? There are people out here who are fucking, yeah, like even mortgage advisors that don't have their own property, never plan to own their own property as well. That's just mad. But that's not that bad. But what is bad is being a financial advisor or an accountant that has shit credit in lots of debt. That is dumb, blood.
No. And you'll find that with so many professionals.
Do and should about driving. There are no rules around what we can do and should do with our money. We have to pay taxes, but apart from that, we're left to our own plans. And our Stone Age brain has only had 3,000 years to figure out money. So it's often not so good with the making plans bit. Todd is an accountant, a really good one. Are you good with money?
It's embarrassing. Professionally, yes. Personally, no. And you'll find that with so many professionals, we're really good with other people's things. And for the last 15 years, that's been my job, to make sure everybody else is good with money. I know what I should be doing. I know that I shouldn't spend more than I earn. I know that I shouldn't rely on credit cards. I know that everything should be paid off every month.
That's the paradox. You do astoundingly complex things with money in your professional life that I wouldn't even begin to understand, but in your personal life, just like the rest of us, you don't.
This is a common thing. You have people who are professional cleaners. I've been to their house. I've been to people's houses who have a professional cleaning business and their yard looks like shit. I've watched that OCD cleaners program and the yard is nuts. And when the person who has the OCD cleaning, the cleanly clean person, when they go to the nasty person's house, the nasty person will say to them after 5 or 10 minutes during the show, believe it or not, I'm actually a professional cleaner. Mad. Yeah, you literally don't take your work home with you, do you?
And always make your best financial decisions.
I've gone into a store and looked at something and you know what, I want that. And then the next day I've gone, oh, God, what did I do that for?
And Todd isn't alone. We all do our own weird stuff with money. How do you make sense of the fact that humans are amazingly clever and we've done all of these amazing things and built amazing things, but we're just not good with money at all?
As a professional, I can be very analytical. There's no emotion in there for me. It's not my money. I can look at it and weigh up all of the pros and cons. There's no emotion, but when it's personal, there's feelings attached to that and I actually want to act on those feelings. I know that I shouldn't do it, but it feels good and I'd like to do it.
How would you make your...
The difference between men and women is men, we are supposed to think logically. We are supposed to think to ourselves, I really want that pair of trainers, but you know what? My bank balance ain't going to be too happy with this pair of trainers. So you know what? I'm not going to get these trainers. I'm going to go without. A woman will think, I want these pair of trainers. My bank balance ain't going to be happy with these pair of trainers, but I want to. I feel like I need it. He's moving like a fucking gyal. My man needs to up his testosterone. Yeah, he's got too much estrogen. Look at him. He's a little bit overweight as well. Yeah, that is a sign of a man with too much estrogen. Man that gain weight. I'm not saying I'm some ultra hyper masculine. I ain't getting to this bullshit in the manosphere or whatever, innit, yeah? But me, I don't gain weight, bro. Literally. So I must have a high level of, testosterone. Either that or I'm a fucking ectomorph, but I ain't no skinny piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Eh? When you look at me, I ain't no rib cage man or nothing, innit? But, yeah.
Self better with money.
It's really, really tough because I know everything that I should be doing. It's just the satisfaction of not doing that with money seems to be so much more. So we've got to figure out somehow how we can change our relationship with money, how we can change that emotive feeling to how actually make a rational decision.
But we're not rational at all. And I'm going to try an experiment. I think will show that. I've got myself a bunch of wallets with fake IDs and $50 cash, and I'm going to drop them on the street. Now, if you... Our own weird stuff with money. How do you make sense of the fact that humans are amazingly clever and we've done all of these amazing things and built amazing things, but we're just...
I have to just peel that back because the sound went different.
As a decision.
But we're not rational at all. And I'm going to try an experiment. I think will show that. I've got myself a bunch of wallets with fake IDs and
I don't know what
$50 cash, and I'm going to drop them on the street. Now, if human beings were economically rational creatures, I should never see these again, because why go to all the trouble of returning them when it's the easiest $50 that you'll ever make? Thank you. Oh, I seem to be surrounded by completely irrational people, returning my wallet for no financial gain whatsoever. Oh,
Don't want to lose it.
thank you. Let's try somewhere else. Maybe the people around here are a bit more interested in $50. I'll drop 6 of them around the place. Inside is a fake name and a real number to call. Hello. All 6 of my wallets are returned. Humans are obviously not to be trusted with money. They keep returning it to strangers. So
That
why
is
are we like this?
amazing, you know. Because, boy, actually, you know what? If I found someone's wallet with their name and their number in it, do you know what? I might actually phone them up and return it. You know, you gotta come to me, motherfucker. Yeah, I could be £50 up. I'm not driving to you, yeah, and wasting my petrol, yeah, when I could be money up in it. Yeah, so, yeah, I might, yeah. You never know. But if there's just £20 floating around, if you want to go to the police station, excuse me, I found 20 or £50 and that. Police officer snatch that out of my hand and say, yeah, don't worry, we'll put it in the lost property. Yeah, right. Lost property of their back pocket. But yeah, the sound seems to be back now. And I don't know, something to do with the video itself. So, but yeah, that's mad that phoning him up though. Yeah, that's nuts that people are actually phoning them up.
When it comes to money, we're supposed to be logical and rational, but there are actually 2 sets of money rules that we operate under. The first is the logical and rational ones, and the other are the strange things that we do as humans. If you mix up those 2 sets of rules, you're probably going to act a bit weird. When you're invited to a dinner party, it's often considered polite to bring a little something for the host. So I was going to bring a bottle of wine, but ran out of time, so I thought I'd give you the $14.95 in cash instead. So that's... From a financial point of view, what I'm doing is logical, but we all know I'm breaking the unwritten rules of society. These rules
that would
often
be
affect
weird, you
how
know.
we deal with money. 17,
Imagine
and we'll
do
just...
you know what? I know someone. Oh my God. So like he said, yeah, you turn up to someone's door to go. So me, what I always do, if I get invited to a barbecue now, I always buy a bottle of Malibu. You know the white bottle of Malibu? It's a coconut flavor. I don't drink alcohol. Never do. Never will. Never have. Never will. But I always go with that. I don't know. That's just my go-to. I just buy that. So anyway, that's what I do when I go to people's barbecues and that. But forget about barbecues and going, being invited to people's yards and that for a little gathering or whatever. Innit? I know someone who said to his friend in the shop, I was there with them, do you want a beer? A man said to his brethren in the shop, in the off license, do you want a beer? And he said, no, I don't want a beer, but I'll just take the £2-3 that you're going to spend on the beer. I said, what? Oh my God, I could not believe it, you know. Imagine that. Imagine you and your brethren, you're watching this right now. Imagine you and your brethren in a shop. Imagine you go to the chicken and chip shop and he says to you, yo, do you want some chicken and chips or whatever in it? No, just give me the money in it. Yeah, I'll go and spend it later or whatever in it. You should not be interested in the next man's money, blood. It's mad.
Just round it down, 90. They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but if you're not concerned about looking weird, there really is. Nice, they free...
Absolutely, help yourself.
Again, what I'm doing is financially logical, but something that makes most of us feel a bit uncomfortable. And imagine if we were completely rational from a money perspective when we were choosing who to settle down with. Blowtorch tuna sounds quite nice. Do you have any savings? It makes sense to find out if someone is financially aligned with your goals. And why wait until it's too late? It's logical to work that stuff out on your first date. So maybe just get you to run through some forms. This one is earning potential. So things like... I think it's fair to say...
That would be me. That's the sort of shit that I would do. Why not? Why wait months on end, years on end? Find out on the first day. You might as well just disqualify them straight away, no?
cold, calculating, emotionless people that economists think we are. And this is just a general money quiz, so things like what's compound interest and whether it's best to float or fix your mortgage. So I'll just leave you to get started with those. If we can understand our flaws like our love of chocolate and our love of revenge, I reckon we can be better with money. So you're going to accept the deal or reject the deal? We're beginning to discover our brain may not be the best one to be looking after our money. In fact, it often works against us. In this experiment, we're going to try and figure out why we're happy or why we're upset when we get a bill.
Hello.
Kerry.
How are you?
Good. Dave.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Kerry needs her lock changed, and Dave the locksmith could do it in 10 minutes, but for us, he's going to take an hour and make it look really difficult.
How's the lock coming?
Bit of a bugger out this one. It's a bit hard. Yeah. I think this lock's quite tricky, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Just takes time. All done. Sorry it took so long.
That's
It's just
okay.
a bit of a tricky.
I bet you he took so long because if he's charging this customer £80 and it only takes him 10 minutes, they're going to be like, why am I paying you £80 for a 10-minute job? I should only pay you £20 for a 10-minute job. So what he needs to do is make it look like it's going to take him really long so he can justify the £80 and that. Watch. I've not seen this before. Watch. Because I'm a tradesperson.
That one.
Yeah.
All right, Kerry, so that took about 55 minutes. What was the bill?
The bill was $129.37.
And does that feel like a good rate for the amount of time? I mean, it did seem like a pretty tough job.
It did seem like a tough job. The locksmith actually mentioned that throughout his work today. I'm quite happy to pay that amount of money for that amount of time.
So it felt like 55 minutes, quite a hard job.
Yeah, because it was 55 minutes, quote unquote.
That's a reasonable rate.
Yes, I feel happy.
Now Sarah needs the same thing done. This time Dave is his expert, efficient self and gets it done in just over 10 minutes.
Hey.
Hi, Dave.
That's out. Here's your keys. All done.
you.
There's your invoice. If you
Excellent.
have just give us a call.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay. Have a
Bye.
good day. Thank you.
So Sarah, how much did that job cost?
It came to $129.37.
And that was about 14 minutes and 40 seconds or thereabouts?
Yeah, give or take.
Does that kind of feel like good value for money for you?
No.
Honestly, a little expensive, but I needed the keys done, so.
Why does it feel expensive?
14 minutes, $120. But there are keys and labour service calls, so it does break it down, which is really good.
We don't know how to evaluate Dave's locksmith skills and a lot of other services we pay for, so instead we base our judgment on something we all understand, the sweat and toil that went into the work. For Kerry, Dave acts like an unskilled locksmith and Kerry is happy. Now, if I said that Dave could actually have done that in 10 minutes, but he faked it to make the time spin out, if you'd got a $129 bill for 10 minutes work, how would you have felt then?
That might have been a little bit different if it only had taken 10 minutes. So I
See
probably
what I
would
mean?
have felt a little bit like shortchanged, if you like, for the amount of money that you pay for the time.
And for Sarah, Dave uses all of his experience and knowledge, wasting less of her time, but Sarah is unhappy. The reason we did this experiment is that humans do this weird thing. So actually what you wanted was a lock. Put on the door, good quality, good job, all that kind of stuff, which you got. But because it takes a short amount of time, it can't be worth very much. Whereas if the job took an hour, but you still got the same quality at the end, would you have felt any differently?
It makes you reevaluate the cost, and it does make sense, and you are paying for good quality.
Valuing a job by how long it takes is clearly not always the right thing to do, but unfortunately, we have other flaws too. We'll deliberately harm ourselves in the name of revenge. Here we've got two people who don't know each other, separated by a wall so they can't see each other. We're giving this person $20 and telling them they have to split it with the person on the other side. Then This person has to decide if they're going to accept or decline the offer. But if they decline it, no one keeps any money. So here's the rational, logical, economic choice. Take $19 and offer $1. The $1 won't be turned down because then you'd end up with no money at all. But what do humans do? Vic gave away $17 and of course Janet accepted this weirdly generous offer.
So you decided to go with a super generous offer. You keep 3 and the other person gets 17.
Yes.
Sylvia has kept $12 and given Oscar 8.
Take the deal or reject the deal?
I'll take the deal. It actually had nothing to do with the value. I would have accepted any amount that they gave me. I don't know the other person's situation, so I don't know if they need the money more than I do.
Richard has kept $11 and given Claire 9.
So you're going to accept the deal or reject the deal?
Yeah, I would accept that.
Even though that person got like $1 more?
That's all right.
If you were to try to really push it, what would you have pushed it to?
Kept 15.
Kept 15. Wait right here. If he'd kept 15 and given you 5, would you have taken the deal or rejected the deal?
Absolutely not. I would have rejected it.
Rejected the deal. Yeah, it turns out that was quite a good decision.
And next, Patrick...
So you would have rejected the deal, but then you would have walked away with nothing. Yeah, he's right.
decides to do exactly that. Keep $15 for himself, leaving only 5 for Leander. Will Leander accept this unequal offer?
Now, based on the fact that you've got $5, are you going to take the deal or reject the deal?
Reject it.
Revenge. Leander rejects the deal to get revenge on Patrick for putting himself first. He gets no money, but she also punishes herself. Okay. She gets nothing.
What was your thinking there?
Oh, I was kind of thinking that some money's better than no money. Basically, you know, if you take $5, you get $5 more than what you had when you started.
Experiments overseas have shown that when someone's offered less than about $7, they generally reject the deal. All of which points to the undeniable fact that our emotions play a significant role in our financial decisions. But if we really want to get a handle on why we're so weird with money, we have to understand how our brain works. All of us tend to operate with two kinds of thinking: fast thinking and slow thinking. Fast thinking is that instinctive gut reaction stuff, and it's good for, among other things, smashing a tennis ball into oblivion. Clearly, I'm not very good at the fast-thinking elements of things like tennis. Perhaps I'm more suited to slow thinking, which is better for solving complex problems like investing money and plotting revenge. The problem is that slow thinking takes a lot more energy, and so our brains are always trying to save energy by sliding in some fast thinking. Here's an example, and I apologise for making you do maths. If a racket and a ball together were worth $1.10, and the racket was worth $1 more than the ball, how much does the ball cost? Now, if you think the ball's worth 10 cents, you're wrong, because if this was worth 10 cents, this would be $1.10, and together, they'd be $1.20.
Oh, shoot, I actually said 10. I was thinking 10, shoot.
In fact, the ball is worth 5 cents, which makes this $1.05, and together, $1.10. And next, a little nudge in the right direction can solve our financial problems.
Oh, hey, Leah.
Procrastination with money is a super common problem, and it can end up costing you. Leah is a procrastinator. She puts off her ironing and ends up using hair straighteners as she rushes off to work.
Oh my God, that is a new one. I've never heard anyone do that before. Using their fucking hair straightener as an iron, you know. That's something that black people would do to blood clot.
Which we've known we've had to defrost it for a while, but I just keep avoiding it.
It doesn't look so bad.
Well, it's taped together.
Can I have a look?
Yeah.
See, even I look at that and go, whoa, that's...
Oh my days.
And the main thing Leah procrastinates about is paying her bills.
I'm a bit useless at paying off my credit card. So that sort of builds up without me knowing that it's building up in the background, and then it's not until I get a monthly statement that a little panic goes through me, and I then transfer most of the money that I have to my name to it, and can't afford to then get through the week, so then go back to my credit card. So
Her procrastination is costing her money in lots of ways.
I've recently had a supermarket voucher that I had sitting in my drawer, and then I knew it expired at the end of the month. Got to the last day of the month and I panicked, pulled it out, and it expired the day before. I've got this dresser and bedside table that I recently took out of my bedroom, and I know I can get money for on Trade Me, and it's sitting there for 4 months now.
And worse, she always puts off getting her car serviced. And getting petrol.
I mean, a lot of us are. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I ain't got my motorbike serviced in about 2 years now, but I don't ride it that often. I ride it, get me when I go down to Edmonton and that. So that's just on the weekends, isn't it? So, and it's not much riding. It's just 2-3 hours a day and shit. So, but it still needs to get serviced though.
Leah's in trouble, and I want to help her with the nudge unit. It's my hand-picked undercover team who try to stop Leah's costly procrastinating.
Go, go, go!
We're ready to do anything at any time to solve the biggest and smallest of problems by giving people a little nudge in the right direction. Alright team, so Leah's problem basically is that she procrastinates a lot. She's got expired vouchers, she's got furniture she hasn't sold, and she's terrible at putting petrol in the car. So basically her problem is she procrastinates. We're going to fix that by solving all of her problems for her and see if that helps. Okay, roll cameras. Okay, and cue the furniture guy.
I don't think it's really going to work, to be fair, long term, because she is the problem. And sometimes, you know, as human beings and that, in order for us to learn, we have to learn the hard way. You know, you could tell a child, don't touch that hot iron because you're going to get burnt. They have to, unfortunately, touch the hot iron to know, okay, yeah, mum or dad was serious when they said that. So, yeah, they can temporarily fix her problem and that. She's just going to slip back into, you know, that sort of mindset of being a procrastinator and that. It's just like when I watch that program, OCD Cleaners, the people that will go in the yard, clean out the yard nice and spick and span. And I just think to myself, I know it's only a matter of time before that person dirties up and mashes up and filthies up that yard again. Because they are the problem. You've just fixed it temporarily.
First, can we nudge Leah into making some money from the furniture she hasn't got round to selling?
Hi, I'm from Nudge Unit Furniture just down the road.
Yeah.
Quite low on stock at the moment. And the boss is sort of seeing if there's any second-hand furniture you guys might be selling. You know, having to pay for it, have you got cash?
How do you feel about that with a matching bedside table?
I thought she was going to say no, you know.
Yeah, that could work. What sort of price are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Talk numbers.
Put on the spot, $50.
I'd do 75 for both.
That's good. Negotiating, yeah.
Okay, that's good. We just take both. We'll take both.
All right, you got a deal.
Yeah! Oh,
It's easy.
This is amazing.
After months of procrastinating, Leah is now $75 better off because of the nudge unit. And cue the voucher woman.
She's going to think this must be a lucky day. All these weird, well, these random people just turn up at her yard. What? She's going to say something, because I ain't seen this. She's going to say something. What?
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm from the company. It's 50% for your expired voucher.
Yeah, it's a 20. Nice doing business.
And now Leah's just been given money for her expired $20 voucher. And even though this business makes no sense, Leah seems happy to get something for her out-of-date coupon. Okay, that's a go for the mechanic. Finally, can we help her with her car problems?
Good afternoon. I'm from Free.
She must think this. What's going on today? And the only thing is, yeah, while I say this might be staged and that, why are there cameras at her yard? If she hasn't, you understand what I'm trying to say? So, unless like her boyfriend or something, or husband has set up the cameras and she don't know and he's in on it and that, but yeah. Why is there cameras with audio?
Motors, we're looking for new clients.
Offer her a free service.
Does your car been serviced or Warren Fitness? Because we're offering a free deal for new clients. So you haven't had it serviced basically since you've had it.
I've had it serviced once since I've had it.
All right, that's a go for the petrol tanker.
Leah's not finding it unusual to be offered a free service, but we also know that she hates going to the petrol station, so we've brought the petrol station to her.
That's good, and now fill her up.
Ah, hell nah.
Hey, how's it going?
She must think, what kind of bullshit is this?
It's a joke.
Life's a lot easier with your own personal nudge unit. It's time to let Leah know that we were behind all of this. Hey, what a great day you're having. Wow.
Yeah, as soon as she saw the camera, she clocked.
So it looks like you've got all these problems that you keep putting off, and they just seem to be being fixed today magically.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
This is like the procrastinator's dream, isn't it?
It is.
Have you ever tried strategies to kind of deal with the procrastination, to kind of get around it?
No.
That's the thing with us
Absolutely
procrastinators. Like, I should get around to some
Yeah,
strategies for dealing with my
exactly,
procrastination
like-
at some point.
yeah.
Maybe I'll get like a book on that or something.
Yeah, exactly, and not read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I've only ever found one thing that has worked for me. Basically, I tell lies to myself. So if I had to sell that furniture and I had to do the whole job, I just wouldn't do it. So I lie to myself. I go, all right, Nigel, all you've got to do, just take a photo of it. I go, I can do that. And then I go, well, look, you've done that. Why don't you just download them, get them off your phone onto your laptop? And I go, okay, I'll do that. Will that work for you?
I could try doing that.
Procrastinating is just part of being human, but when money comes into the equation, that procrastination can have serious financial implications. Money isn't just money sitting there being boring. We project everything onto it. It's about revenge, relationships, procrastination, blood, sweat, and tears. The sooner we get that it's not just about understanding stocks and bonds and compound interest, but understanding ourselves, the sooner we'll get our mind over money.
Right, looks like that's it for today. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Procrastination is responsible for a lot of people failing in life. But we are the ones to blame. We can't blame all procrastination and that. It's not even a real thing. So that's the thing. Procrastination is the reason why a lot of people fail in life. Unfortunately, we prioritize the things that aren't that important. Sort out the back garden, paint the wall, buy this little wardrobe, do this, do that. We prioritize the things that don't really matter instead of looking at the bigger picture. Why don't we think about putting our children through private tuition? Why don't we think about buying another property? Why don't we think about buying a property? There's a lot of people, they want to do up their little council house and that. Yeah, do the flooring for the council house and that. Sort out the garden and that. Make it look presentable and that. Motherfucker, why don't we try and buy the property first, bro? Obviously, it has to be clean, innit? Don't get it twisted. But let's focus on buying the property first. See, people always want to attack and deal with the small tasks at hand. Instead, they lose sight, they lose focus of the greater task, the task of life, yeah? They don't want to complete the task of life. They just want to complete the little stupid tasks and that, because it's easy. Anyway, that's it for today, man. Stay well. Done now.